Marco's going to do a fuel only, no tires, just a splash and go. So there's going to be a quick one here. He doesn't need a lot of fuel.
Only, hit your mark.
Marco Andretti was hoping something might work his way there.
He's going to cycle out probably around 8th or 9th, maybe 10th. I mean, that was 7 seconds to take fuel only.
Could have put tires on it. The fuel guy had trouble getting it in, so you almost could have taken tires. So he's going to end up at the tail end of this line. But right now, Power still hanging on to that advantage, but it is closing ever so slightly every lap.
So Will Power back to the front after Andretti pits, but look at Joseph Newgarden charging. Newgarden is within about 7 or 8 car lengths.
And Will Power has had no company for the last 25 laps. And remember what we said earlier, I think you want to be in second place for the last lap. And now Newgarden is well within the draft of Will Power.
Yes, and what is so interesting is Will Power made his way to the front by having some extra downforce. He's been calling on the radio, I need to trim out, I need to trim out. Interestingly, Joseph Newgarden, who is behind him, has been struggling with too little downforce during the race, and they got to the point where they couldn't add any more. Now we get to the end. He's got some clear air. You've got 2 Penske cars with different downforce levels, and I think Joseph Newgarden might have just what he wants.
I think Alexander Rossi, the closer we get to the finish, the stronger Rossi car gets at the end of the tire stint. I like where Rossi sits too in this shootout for the end.
Well, he's right there. He's definitely going to make a move here. He's been making late moves. Got a little bit of a fade job by Newgarden there, but they have now closed the gap to Will Power. So we got a 3-car fight in the final 9 laps to go. They've gapped the rest of the field.
We've had 10 different leaders, a record 43 lead changes here at Pocono, and there might be another one coming. Will Power looked like he was in control, but Joseph Newgarden is within range, and Alexander Rossi is also in striking distance.
I think Rossi's back there just kind of testing the line, testing the momentum, getting ready to plan out the run.
That's Tony Kanaan back there in 4th. It's Simon Pagenaud in 5th. Scott Dixon, Elio Castroneves, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Graham Rahal, and Carlos Munoz, the top 10.
Dixon has faded back to 6th after all this pit stop exchange, and now he's got an 18-point deficit to Joseph Newgarden.
And remember, Newgarden has won the last 2 races, trying to win 3 in a row. And the last to win 3 in a row, still in his 20s, Scott Dixon back in 2007. The 26-year-old from Tennessee came into this weekend as the championship leader. As they run, he is once again the championship leader by 18 over Scott Dixon. But this, despite there only being 7 laps to go, is far from done. And Power comes down to the bottom line, opening up to the top side for Newgarden. Not this time, but Newgarden is right there. And here comes Alexander Rossi.
I'll bet Joseph Newgarden didn't see that coming. And remember, at Mid-Ohio, it was Newgarden who put an unexpected move on Will Power for the win there. I thought Power had a problem, but he was just anticipating a run from Newgarden and took the option away.
That's a last lap break the draft at Indianapolis type move with 6 to go. So they are fighting like it's the last lap.
That was a pretty crafty piece of driving. I don't think anybody, Newgarden, Rossi, or Kanaan, would have expected that. Watch this.
Here comes Newgarden again. Power stays down low to defend. Newgarden tries to go high, not this time.
So smart though, he's saying, Will Power is saying, if you want to pass me, you're gonna have to go to the outside of turn 3, and that is a tricky and treacherous move if you brave it.
And he gapped him too, so if he can force Joseph Newgarden to take him on the outside of 3, when you get this late in the race, you're going to delay your turn in and hang that guy out in the gray.
Now what does Joseph Newgarden do? That was the move he was working on. He has to completely recalibrate and figure out where's it going to come from? How do I get by my teammate?
You think Will Power watched that pass over and over at Mid-Ohio? He knows what the move's going to be.
Left, right, left, right.
Teammates 1 and 2 for Team Penske. He's won 9 IndyCar races here. Michael Andretti and his team has been the master of the 500-mile races. Alexander Rossi has not won this season in his 2nd season after winning the Indianapolis 500 as a rookie. On board with Newgarden, running in 2nd. That's Rossi right behind him.
Tell you what, Rossi's got to make a move here pretty soon. He can't leave it to the last lap. We've got 4 to go, coming to 3 to go. So Rossi's got to try to get closer and get around Newgarden if he's got a chance.
2 young American superstars running second and third. Newgarden, the championship leader, coming in, chasing his teammate, the former champion, Will Power. Rossi's got a little bit of a run here.
Okay, watch this. Newgarden's reset a bit on his approach. Now Rossi has a little run down the front straightaway. What does Newgarden do to defend?
I think this is all a waiting game to the last lap. I think Newgarden's kind of backed off right now. He knows that he's got to make it happen on the last lap. So I think he might be content to let Power lead right now and just try it on the last lap.
Pagenaud just got around Kanaan for 4th. Let's see if he can chase down the front 3 and play as well.
You know, I said that you don't want to be leading on the last lap. I'm having some hesitations after watching Power's move here to just take the option away. There he goes again, inside. Back outside.
Last lap, 2:14, 2:14, 2:14 for the top 3 guys. They're all running the same pace, but I like that move by Power. He's making sure that he has the last corner protected.
After no one could keep anyone behind them all race long, this is masterful work by Will Power. All fair. He's not reacting. He is doing it. He's making the first move, so no issue there with what Will Power is doing.
He's definitely
Newgarden again.
He's definitely breaking the draft. Newgarden pulls a tear off. He's got a clean visor, and he's close right now.
He's close, but watch this. Power will do the same thing unless Newgarden can get there first. Power to the inside. He defends over the yellow line. Back up high. Joseph Newgarden must be so frustrated with this very clever defensive move.
Power won here last year. As we come to the white flag, Joseph Newgarden trying to make it 3 wins in a row this season. Alexander Rossi is still there, and Pagenaud is within range back and forth through turn 1.
Pagenaud at a 2:16. He's closed that gap. I don't think he's got a shot, but he might get Rossi. But this is going to be the key corner right here as we come to turn 3.
Newgarden is within range. Does he have a run for Will Power? Power comes down low to defend. Rossi thinking about the high side. Newgarden going high, trying to go over under. Can he get it done? Back on the main straightaway. Will Power is going to go back to back to win at Pocono and get back in the championship mix.
Oh, man.
He said it. What a race. And what a finish for Will Power.
That was masterful defensive driving. He took the line and took every option that Joseph Newgarden had to try to pull anything off and played it to perfection.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I didn't think anyone could keep someone that was quick behind them. How did Will Power do that?
I'll tell you, for a guy that claims he never watches any of our broadcasts, he sure does watch a lot of film because he studied this one. That was a premeditated move.
Will Power wins for the 32nd time in his career, moving ahead of Paul Tracy and Dario Franchitti. And he wins a great one here at Pocono. brilliant drive for Will Power to win for the 3rd time this season. And he's in victory lane at Pocono Raceway, winning his 5th career super speedway race, his 6th win on an oval, the 2nd time in a row at Pocono Raceway. Will Power is the man today here at Pocono.
Well, I think you were somewhat catching your breath there. First thing you said on the radio was, what a race. I've got to ask you about the finish and that move you were making. You knew that Joseph Newgarden had speed. Had you studied that in advance?
Oh, no, I just knew if he got up the inside, that would be it. So I was very, very conscious of protecting the inside there. Yeah, he was very fast at the end. We kind of had to add a lot of downforce because we went to the back and went a lap down, so you had to try to get it good in traffic. But oh man, what a day! What a day! Got to thank Verizon, Chevy. Obviously, the Chevy engine is very, very quick, and man, I'm spent. That was a seriously dramatic day. It was a lot of fun.
I can tell you have that sort of fatigue that's setting in, but at the same time, you've got all this joy because truly, when you talk about that trouble, you were a lap down. You had damage on the front. You had damage on the rear. You must have been thinking, well, this is definitely not going to be our day.
I did not. I thought, like, just hang in here, just hang in here. Like, you know, I saw Hunter Ray got his lap back last year and got all the way back to 3rd. And then I was very cautious on those restarts, just picked people off one by one and just be smart. You can never give up in IndyCar because you don't know what can happen. So got a lap back and made it to the front.
Now, you joked with me when I saw you after Toronto when things did not go well. We were going through the airport, and you had a plan. You said, yeah, I can win out. I can win this championship, and it's happening.
Yeah, I remember I told you it'd be like second, first, second, or something like this. Yeah, well, just got to keep pushing. Never give up. Never give up. That's what you always got to remember in this game.
You ever want to see an example of how much mental energy goes into a 500-mile race, you can just see that Will Power is spent, even this kind of joy, just like, wow, what a relief. Kevin?
Job well done. And as I mentioned, Will Power now 9th all-time on the IndyCar wins last, passing a couple of notables. PT, you're going to have to settle for 10th now.
Oh, I know, but this guy is arguably one of the fastest guys ever to strap into an Indy car. He's like a master of pole positions and a deserving champion.
Well, Joseph Newgarden didn't win today, but he backed up his last 2 wins with another 2nd place result and maintains the championship advantage by 18 points, and he's with Robin Miller.
Joseph, you just told me I don't think I had anything for Will, but he made a hell of a move to keep you behind him. You might have not have stayed there long, but he did a hell of a job.
Will deserves the win here. He had the car to beat. You know, I think he was the class there in the second half of the race. I could see it, and I was trying to keep up with him. I was going to do everything I could to beat him, but at the same time, you know, I'm looking at where I'm stacked up. I'm sitting second, and Dixon's behind us, Elio's behind us, Simon's behind us. So from a point standpoint, you don't want to wreck your teammate, and you don't want to give up where I'm at. So it was a great race for us. You know, congrats again to Will. It was a Team Penske victory, 1-2 for all of us. I can't be disappointed. I am disappointed for not winning, but I can't be disappointed with what we got from a point standpoint.
Okay, you're still in the point lead. Was that fun racing? And did everybody just wait till the end to go? Because the guys were passing each other every lap, and then the last 20 laps, everybody kind of got position.
Yeah, everyone was hauling butt at the end there. I mean, you got that final restart, and everyone was just going. And what I mean by that is they were flat out. They were going as fast as they could. There was no fuel saving. It was hard to pass people. You know, the speed had turned up quite a bit. So it got difficult, and in that moment, I was with Will in the back there, and I could see he was so fast. So I was trying to keep with him, and we kind of cycled back with him to the front. And from there, I was like, I don't even know if we're going to catch him. So once we did catch him, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get by him. But it was a crazy race. You know, it's a great day for Chevrolet. They gave us the performance. I think Will had the best Chevy today, but, man, he was a rocket ship. And so we had everything we needed. I hope the fans enjoyed it. It was nerve-wracking from my side. I was really on the edge of my seat and not enjoying the looseness from the car.
You still got the point lead with 3 to go, brother.
Yeah, we got to hang tough here is the thing. You know, I would have loved to have won that race. I hate finishing second. I think all of us do on the 2 car. But, you know, it's in the family still. It's a Team Penske victory, so we can't be disappointed with that. I'm happy for Will. He worked hard for it. But I want to win the championship. I think all of us do, so we got to be smart about it.
Thanks, Joseph. Katie?
This morning, Alexander Rossi thought he was the car to beat today. Then, just before the final stop, you said, guys, I think we're too slow to win. What changed?
Oh, nothing changed. I mean, the fuel mixture knob came off about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through, so we didn't have full power there at the end. And we know these Honda engines definitely have something for the competition. The military and motorsports car was great all day. The Napa know-how crew was stellar in pit lane. So, I mean, it's a really good result, but when you come away so close to the win, it's sometimes difficult to swallow. But looking back at where we were at Pocono last year, we had a strong car and didn't finish. So it's come back to be on the podium is a testament to Andretti Autosport and the entire team and the work that they've done all year.
You won your very first 500-mile race. Now in your fourth start, you almost won. What have you learned over those 4 500-mile races?
I'm getting more and more comfortable, and a lot of that is because of the team. They've been amazing to work with. My teammates are fantastic, and I can't go on enough about how much they've helped me get up to speed on these tracks that are very daunting for first comers. So, just very fortunate to be able to drive for this team and to have such a great group of people around me.
3 races left this season. Can you get a win in 2017?
Really hope so. I mean, we have a great group of people, and we have the capability of doing it. The competition's really strong, and it requires perfection. So, like you said, we have 3 more opportunities, and we'll do everything we can to make it happen.
Focusing forward for Alexander Rossi. Kevin?
And Katie, it's been a good run the last 3 races. 2nd, 6th, and 3rd for Alexander Rossi. Will and Bo and Elizabeth Power celebrating in Victory Lane. Don't forget more motorsports content coming up with Mika when we're done.